She texted me from Vegas. Just married my coworker. You're pathetic. I couldn't believe it.
When I first saw the message from my wife, I thought it was a bad joke. My phone lit up late at night, and there it was, just married my coworker. You're pathetic, by the way. She was in Las Vegas for what I assumed was a work trip. My heart sank, but strangely, instead of rage or heartbreak, all I felt was this calm emptiness. I typed back one word, cool, and set the phone down. The truth is, our marriage had been falling apart for years. She was distant, always making excuses to stay late at work or go on team-building trips. I tried to fix things, planned date nights, and even suggested counseling, but she dismissed it every time. That text was confirmation of what I had been suspecting all along. The next morning, I didn't call her, didn't beg for an explanation, and didn't even cry. Instead, I sat with a cup of coffee and realized I was finally free. I started making a list of things I had put off while being stuck in a loveless marriage: traveling, reconnecting with friends, picking up guitar again. For once, the future felt wide open. Her family started calling me 2 days later. Apparently, she hadn't told them what she'd done. They were confused why she hadn't returned home, and when I read them her message, there was stunned silence. Her mother actually cried, apologizing for her daughter's actions as though it were her own fault. I told her she didn't need to apologize, it wasn't on her. A week later, she finally texted me again, asking if I had packed her things. That was it, no apology, no explanation, just entitlement. I calmly replied that her stuff was in boxes, waiting for her to pick up. She tried to bait me with insults, saying I'd never find someone else, that I was boring. I didn't respond. The silence was louder than anything I could have said. When she came to collect her belongings, I wasn't home. I deliberately made plans to be out with friends. I left the boxes in the garage. By then, I had already filed for divorce. My lawyer said her impulsive marriage in Vegas would only make the process faster. Strangely, I felt relieved, like a heavy weight had been lifted from my shoulders. In the weeks that followed, I started focusing on myself again. I went hiking, reconnected with my brother, and even took a short trip to the coast. I hadn't realized how much of my life had been drained by trying to keep a broken marriage alive. Every day, I felt stronger and lighter. One evening, a mutual friend told me that her new marriage was already unraveling. Apparently, her coworker wasn't the man she thought he was, and reality hit her fast. She tried to reach out to me again, but I ignored the messages. Some doors, once closed, should never be reopened. Instead of bitterness, I felt pity for her. She had thrown away years of marriage for a fling, and now she was paying the price. Meanwhile, I was rebuilding myself, brick by brick, with peace and clarity I hadn't felt in years. I realized sometimes losing someone is the best thing that can happen to you. Life slowly began to bloom in unexpected ways. I started attending local community events, meeting new people, and even laughing more. My friends noticed the change. They said I looked younger, freer. It was as if shedding that toxic relationship allowed me to breathe again. Months later, I stood on a cliff overlooking the ocean during a trip. The wind hit my face, and I thought back to that text message from Vegas. For so long, I thought it had destroyed me, but in reality, it set me free. That one cruel sentence gave me the push I needed to start a new chapter. And so, while she was stuck with the consequences of her choices, I embraced mine. My story wasn't about betrayal anymore, it was about rediscovery. Sometimes the end of something isn't tragedy at all, but the beginning of a better life you didn't know was waiting for you.
Some betrayals hit hard, but how you respond shows your true strength. Never let someone's selfish choices define your worth.